Welcome back to another video. I just got back from my run, which went great today. It was really cold out, but I just was in the groove and I went on for almost 10 miles. I ran one of my fastest mile times for this distance. Anyways, so this week's video is gonna be a little bit of a what I eat in a few days here in Berlin. There's so much good food in the city and I just cannot capture all of it. This entire week is also Berlin's Food Week. It's the 10th year anniversary of this festival. It showcases a lot of different events, markets, product sampling, and a lot of new companies that are driving the nutritional future forward. So it's exciting, and I'm hoping to do kind of like a taste test tour tomorrow. I'm about to make some breakfast now, then we'll get on with the day. Today we're trying the Salz-Pfeffer-Brötchen. So most days, I feel like having a savory breakfast, which is usually some combination of eggs, toast, fruit, and sometimes, if I'm feeling a little snazzy, smoked salmon. Breakfast is truly my favorite meal of the day, so I take my time with it. I put on a little music, look out the window, and just enjoy cooking some delicious runny eggs over freshly baked bread. Itadakimasu! Your daily pickle. Mir gefällt's auch den Salz-Pfeffer-Brötchen. Germany and diversity usually don't go in the same sentence, but when it comes to bread, there are so many variations of Brötchen here that I could eat a different one every day and still not have tried them all. That first bite of crunchy, doughy goodness is truly the highlight of my day. It starts everything off on the right foot and makes me grin with crumbs all over my face every time. While I do cook at home a lot, I will go out and try new spots every week to see what kind of culinary delights I'll find, and 9 out of 10 times it hits. Everything is so good in the city, so affordable, so tasty, and there's so much variety. This was one of the best cakes I've had here so far. The most perfect layers, a sweet balance of matcha and cream, and it was one of those cakes where each bite got more delicious the more you ate it. You know how some cakes after the third bite kind of lose its flair? No, this one got better every time and made that last bite so hard to take. Hi! Top of the morning to ya. I feel like all the past vlogs you have seen me literally wearing the same sweater. I swear I wash it. I didn't bring a lot of winter clothes with me to Berlin, so I kind of live in this sweater and a couple of turtlenecks that I have, as you can tell. Diese Woche ist Food Week in Berlin und das heißt, heute House of Food gibt's in Bikini Berlin in Kudamm. Also, Dagegen. Und wir werden mal sehen, was gibt's da alles. Machen wir halt ein bisschen Taste-Tests. I just have to say, I feel like I have the sweetest little fan base right now, and I read all of your comments. All of them make me so happy. I feel like the YouTube community is really different from other social platforms in that people genuinely are there to connect, to uplift each other, which is really refreshing, honestly. I really want to be friends with all of you. Like, I want to meet you all in person somehow, and just get to know each of you, each of your stories, because there's so many things that we relate to already. We're creating a little community here, and maybe one day we will do a meetup in Berlin or somewhere else, because your girl's often moving around quite a bit. Finding felicitous. Yeah, how did I land on that? I think, so this channel, I actually started it, named it way back in college, but I was a little too shy back then to like fully create content and publish it online. So I had a blog, like an old-fashioned blog, where I wrote about my travels and about living abroad. I have quite a few stories. For some of you that don't know, I lived abroad in Argentina for about a year. That kind of stemmed out of a study abroad program that I did, but decided to go back afterwards. I've lived in Mexico City, now Berlin.
And all those stories I'll tell you about another time, because they truly are the most vibrant eras of my life and will explain a lot about how I ended up here. But let's get back to the main point here, which is...
what is finding felicitous all about? Well, it's a play on words. You know, my name, felicitous, actually means happiness. So it's all about finding your happiness, finding what brings you joy in this life. I think that's just such an underrated thing these days, or it's completely like discouraged sometimes, especially if you live in a culture and society that really pushes other factors of life above your own happiness and your own joy. This whole channel and this whole blog is kind of me coming back to my roots a little bit of what brings me so much joy, which is traveling. But I wouldn't even call it that. I don't travel in the sense of wanting to do tourism. I really love spending longer periods of times in places that really interest me, that has either some kind of cultural significance to me or is simply a place that I feel really alive in. It almost like evokes a certain side of me to come out. And I love that feeling of getting to experience a different side of myself and letting her be whoever she wants to be. This is kind of a paraphrased quote from Trevor Noah's book. Being mixed is like being a chameleon. Sometimes that means you have to blend in with the environment around you. It can feel like you're living life very anonymously, that you are not really anything to anyone, anywhere. You just have developed the skill sets to blend in when you need to, and sometimes that's out of survival, sometimes that's out of acceptance. But when the chameleon is left alone and can choose where it wants to go, the ability to kind of shape shift with your personality and with your presence is such a superpower. It is incredible the way you can exist in different realms, in different places, amongst different people. Excuse my laundries. So this channel is not just about finding your happiness and pursuing life and joy, but more than anything, it's about finding yourself again and again. And not in the cheesy way, but in the sense of you are always becoming, you are always evolving, you are always growing into someone new. And that someone new, you have to meet them again and again.
Who you are now is not who you're going to be in 5, 10, 20, or 30 years from now. We need to give ourselves permission to re-meet who we are becoming and say, hey, nice seeing you again. What's new? When we invite ourselves in with kindness, with curiosity, and openness to what is newly emerging, it is much easier to accept the honest version of yourself and let go of past ideations of who you thought you were or who others thought you were. It's kind of fun, actually. It's like tasting different flavors of life, being a little daring and trying something new out, expanding your palate and not being afraid of what that might reveal. It's just as important to know what you don't like in this life, what does not serve you, what is not important to you, what does not fuel you, appeal to you, or satisfy you. Life is a culinary metaphor. It is meant to be savored, enjoyed, sipped on slowly with a cheeky grin that says, "This is it." You know when something is good. You know when it's just right. And even though there are millions of recipes galore to choose from in this world, the one that usually tastes the best is the one you came up with on your own. The one you made up from bits and pieces of grandma's cooking, the one that steals that restaurant's special sauce because it's so damn good, but you added in a little extra garlic, spices, and whatever else suits your taste buds. You are the chef, and life is full of the richest ingredients you'll ever find. You don't need many of them to make a good one. Well, I hope you enjoyed this little peek into my life here in Berlin. The days are getting colder and shorter, but you all keep me going with this channel. It's one of my greatest joys to share the rich and delicious experiences I'm having here, and that in some way or another, it inspires you to make your own. Much love and appreciation to all of you, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.